gamers, to the Game Master's Dungeon. It has been a while, it's been a long while. In this video, we're going to talk about that. A couple things I want to say though. All of you that have subscribed in the last year, I thank you. Helps me really want to get motivated to get back and giving you guys some tips and tricks on how to make yourself a better gamer, better DM, learn some games, things like that. Second, I do have my cool They See Me Rolling mug that a friend of mine, Elisa, made. So Elisa, if you're watching this, I've got your mug and it's now famous. Well, let's get into it. So this video we're going to talk about motivation. How to stay motivated in your gaming hobby. I got some notes that I've made over the course of the week. Obviously, I've been gone for quite a while. New job, obviously the change of scenery, as you can tell. Still in the works, trying to get it dungeonized, but we'll get there eventually. So what I want to talk today is about motivation. How do you stay motivated in playing whatever it is you play? Dungeons and Dragons, you're playing Warhammer 40K, you're playing whatever you play, Monopoly, doesn't really matter. These tips, tricks, whatever you want to call them, are really going to help you along. So let's just get right into it. So why do you want to stay motivated? Well, obviously, you've probably spent money on your hobby, especially if you're playing 40K or any other miniature game. You've bought the models, you've built the models, maybe painted if that's your thing. Say you're in the Dungeons and Dragons or the role-playing games, you've bought the books, you've bought the paper, the character sheets, the pencils, the bag, the dice, all this other stuff. Obviously, you don't want to just have that sitting in the closet collecting dust. So let's get into the first thing. So how I've thought about it is I've developed it as the 5 W's. So the who, what, when, where, and why. Understanding these 5 principles are really going to help you stay motivated. We're going to look at it from the pro-wise, of why you want to stay motivated. Then also we're going to look at the same 5 on the other side as the cons, as of why you're not motivated, and we'll talk about how we can overcome that. So let's talk about the first one, who. Not who you are, but who do you play with. We're going to pick one example. We're going to say we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. Old school game, 5th edition's out, a lot of new books, new stuff, it's really exciting. Who do you play with? Obviously, you're probably playing with your friends. Or you've got a couple of friends and they've got a friend that have come together. Do you like spending time with those people? Do you like gaming with those people? If you do, that's going to help you stay motivated. Okay? I'm like, oh, Bob and Sally and Jim, yeah, I love those guys. I see them every other week or whatever, Can't wait to go hang out and play Dungeons and Dragons for a few hours. Now, on the other side, the who, what if you don't like those people? Or there's one person that you like and they bring their friends and you don't really get along with them. You're probably not going to be as excited. You're going to be like, oh, well, I like hanging out with Bob, but I don't like hanging out with the rest of the group. Maybe they're those bad gamers. Well, I don't want to say bad. Maybe there's really no bad gamer. It's just, it's that video that I've done. I'll put a link in the description of the types of gamers that maybe you don't mesh well with. Maybe you're in it for the story. They're a bunch of power gamers, and it's really hard for you to get what you enjoy out of it and for them to get theirs, especially when you're outnumbered. Okay? So who do you like? The people you play with? Do you not like the people you play with? If you do, you're in the right direction to be motivated. If you don't, it's probably going to be a turnoff. Okay? Let's talk about the what. What do you play? In our example, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. Another example could be Warhammer 40,000. Could be Malifaux, Age of Sigmar. Maybe you're playing Relic Knights, Wrath of Kings, the new Alien vs. Predator miniatures board game, which looks really cool, by the way. Look at what game you're playing. Do you like that game? If you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, do you like D&D? Or are you playing it only because of the who? Your friends are like, hey man, come on, let's go play. Okay. Maybe you don't understand the rules. Maybe you don't understand the character creation. That's something that comes with time. But obviously, if you don't understand or like the game, you're going to be less motivated. But if you like the game and you understand the rules and you have fun playing it, that's going to be a motivator. Okay. So let's talk about when. When do you play this game? That's kind of what happened to me. It's kind of the reason why I've been gone for so long. So I ended up getting a new job like later last year, 2016. Changed jobs, but like before that, like other friends got new jobs and some of us moved, we moved apart. They got new jobs, so it was hard to coordinate schedules, okay? So looking at when you play, do you play every Wednesday? Do you play every other Saturday? For us, we were playing about every other Saturday, maybe every Saturday, just depending upon everybody's schedule. So we played at least twice a month, okay? I mean, that was pretty good motivation, So we'd play, take a week off. The GM would have some time to come up with some stuff, or if I was the GM, come up with some new plans, new encounters, drive the story forward. But if you're playing every, 3 months, it's really hard, especially when you're playing like a campaign-based role-playing game, like Dungeons and Dragons, or like Death Watch, or GURPS, or something. It's really hard to be like, well, I played 3 months later. Okay, what were we doing? The GM probably doesn't even know unless he took a lot of notes, right? So when do you play often? On the pro side, if you play often, every week, every other week, maybe a couple times a week, that's good. It's motivated. It keeps it on your brain. You're gonna be like, okay, yeah, man, next week, okay, I want to do this. We're gonna do this. Over here on your con side. And it's like, well, we're playing once a month, once every 2 months, or something like that. You're probably going to be like, by the time the next game comes around, you're probably going to have forgotten about it, or forgot about what it was you were doing. Especially like if you're playing a role-playing game, you're developing that character. If you're playing often, you'll have plans and ideas and thoughts and strategies for this character. Every so often, you're going to be like, well, I don't know if I like this character, or you lose train of thought, right? So think of when. When do you play? Do you play often? Not very often. All right. Next one's going to be where you play. Most people are like, what does it really matter where I play? It does. So as an example, when I was running, we were playing at our place. I had a cat, gamer cat, Lulu. She's super cute. She's sitting outside the door right now. But we kept her upstairs, like our gaming room where we gamed, 40K, D&D. Didn't let the cat go down there. We had a couple people that were allergic to the cat hair. One friend, his wife was really allergic to it, so he didn't want to get it on his clothes, So we kept that room sterile of that, So if you're playing at a place where all conditions are optimal, right? There's no pets, or if you don't have a problem with pet hair or whatever, cool. Over here, if you've got something like that, if you're allergic to pet dander and you always have to go to a friend's house to play, and you're like, the whole time you're kind of like, ugh, I really want to go over there. I really don't feel like being sick for a whole day. Or say you're playing at a friend's house and like in their mom's basement or something, or in mom's living room, or your parents' living room, and mom's always wandering around, hey, what are you doing? Some people don't mind that. Some people are like, well, this is a little weird. So look at where you're playing. Is it optimal for you? Are you going to the local game store to play Warhammer 40K? They have all the terrain and the tables normally. But let's go back to the who. Do they have these other people that are over there? And that maybe are always like nitpicking your strategies, or telling you your painting sucks or something. Or maybe you like going over there because they're like, hey man, great paint job. Oh, that was a good game. You did well. Look at that. Where are you playing? Is it optimal for you? Does it make you comfortable? Do you want to be there? If you do not want to be there, you're not going to want to go and play. If that's the only option, that's really going to be a detractor for motivation. So think about that. Last one. Why do you play the game? Think about that for a second. Why do you play the game? Let's go back to our Example of Dungeons and Dragons. Why do I play Dungeons and Dragons? Oh God, I started that game, what am I, 34 now? When I was like 15, it's almost 20 years ago. I didn't know anything about it, but I started playing, and it gave me a release. It gave me an escape, you know? I'd go to school, I'd do my work, I'd do my homework, I'd do my chores. I needed an escape. I wanted to go to a far-off land, I wanted to be somebody else and do something different. You know, that's kind of why I play. So under this why, we're going to look at a bunch of other considerations. There's quite a lot. So let's look at the rules of the game. Do you understand the rules? Do you like the rules? Does the other people, do the who, do they, not the band, the who you're with, do they understand the rules? Or is there always arguments about rules? So say you're playing 40K, let's look at the miniatures. Do you like the way the miniatures look? Do you like the sculpts? Do you like the size? Do you like the material, the plastics they're made out of? Maybe you're old school, maybe you like pewter models, and now you're in everything plastic, and you're like, I don't really like that as much. That could be a detractor as well. You're like, I don't really want to buy all this new stuff. I mean, it's cool, but you know, it's not really what I like. Let's talk about cards. So say you're playing Magic, you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, you're playing UFS, the Universal Fighting System. Do you like the cards? Do you like the art? Do you like the rules of the game? You know, do you like the presentation of the game? Is it appealing to you? Obviously, you got into it for a reason. One is like, your buddy's like, oh man, this game is so cool. Just buy some and we'll play. So you buy it and you play it and you're still like, yeah, it's okay. You know, if you're not into the physical presentation, the appealing presentation of the product you're playing, you're probably going to be less likely to want to play. The characters. Let's talk about characters like D&D. There's all kinds of characters. Do you like the selection of characters? Other games, you know, do you like their characters? Do you like their story? Do you like their lore? You know, say you're playing like a big board game, you know, that has different characters that you play. Do you like the characters? Do you like the models? Do you like the rules? You really have to look at all that stuff and be like, is this really worth my time? Because most of us are going to be playing something we have to spend money. Not regularly, but on a semi-consistent basis to to add new stuff, to get the new stuff to be able to actually play the game. When you're starting something new in the art, you know, say you're starting a new army in 40K, you're buying all new models and you got to buy paints and more glue and all that other stuff. Is the game fun? Is the game fun? There's a couple of things you can go with that. Like, if you win, it's fun. If you lose, it's not fun. But all in all, are you having fun? I'll tell you, like, when I started playing 40K, me and my friend Dustin, who's off at the Las Vegas Open, I believe, over the weekend. I hope he did very well. I haven't heard from him, but I hope he did well. He used to just destroy me, game after game after game. And it was kind of like, this is... It wasn't that it wasn't fun, because I knew it was a learning experience, and I had to take my licks. But once I started getting my tactics and I started doing better in every game, it started to become more fun. But if you're playing a game, like, as an example, Monopoly. I guarantee everybody's played Monopoly at least once, right? There will be people that will be like, oh, I never win at Monopoly. But they still play it anyway, because they have a certain amount of fun that they get during it, except at the end when they lose. But it's enough to keep them coming back. So just think about it. Is the game you're playing fun? Do you like to play it? Do you like to get out the stuff? Do you like to go where do you like the people you hang out with? Are you only playing because of friends? We've talked about this a couple of times. Are you only playing this game because of your friends? Because, you know, if you don't play, your friends are off playing that game with different people, and you're kind of sitting home alone in the dark, wondering, man, maybe I should pick this up just so I could be a cool kid on the block. You know, I wouldn't play a game only because your friends are playing, because I mean, like, most of the games that we're going to be talking about, or that you're playing, or I play, I got a lot of money. Like, you can't see it, but like, this whole room is full of stuff, thousands and thousands of dollars of 40K stuff. I got Age of Sigmar, Horus Heresy. I got all my role-playing books. I've got Dice Masters. I've got all these card games and all kinds of stuff that I've spent my hard-earned money on. But I enjoy it. And even if I only had one friend that played, I'd still enjoy it. And then the last one, is it too much money? Because that's going to be a big detractor for a lot of people, especially when somebody wants to say get into Warhammer 40k or Age of Sigmar, or any miniatures game. Most of them are pretty expensive. Some of the skirmish games can be relatively cheap, but the bigger games are going to be a pretty good money sink. I'm going to do a video here soon about how to cheaply, or I should say, get into those games cheaper. But is the money really going to hold you back? Or can you afford, you know, $100 every couple of months, you know, to put toward your gaming investment? Even if you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, right, you're at least going to need a player's handbook, correct? Player's handbooks are what? $49, $99? If you buy the hardback, like if you go to the store, like if you go to your gaming store, you go directly to the publisher, you know, the games company, and you order from that website, $49.99, right? That's $50. Like, there's a lot that I could buy with $50. I could buy weeks worth of food, put the gas in the car, a lot of stuff. You really got to look at how much money you're going to have to spend to get into this game and to be able to keep you motivated when the new stuff comes out that you're either going to want and or have to buy. Okay? So let's recap. All right, so the 5 W's. So who do you play with? Do you like those people? Are there some people that you don't like? Really think about that. What do you play? Look at the game you're playing. Do you like the game? Do you like everything about the game? Is there something you don't like about the game? Really think about the game you're playing. If you're kind of like, hesitant about it, maybe a different game might be for you and your friends. When do you play? This is a big one. You gotta play every so often. Even if I play Warhammer 40,000, Warhammer 40k, and I don't get to play very many games because my schedule does not align with my group that plays. I've probably in the last 3 months played like 3 games, you know. But I'm still motivated because I get the hobby aspect, I get to buy, I get to build, I get to paint, I get to, you know, I get to customize my models, and I really get a sense of fulfillment out of that. Then I get to play. It's just the icing on the cake with the cherry and the sprinkles and all that stuff. Okay? Where do you play? Is it a place that makes you comfortable? Is it a place that makes you not comfortable? You know, do you like to be there? Do you not like to be there? Do you get sick when you go there? Do you not get sick? So really look at where you're playing. If there's a problem, maybe talk with your group. Hey guys, maybe my place or maybe his place. You know, try it out. Just to see if something accommodates you a little better. Obviously, don't be like, we move or I stop playing. Don't be like that. But just, you know, even if you can get all the other W's except for really the where, you should still be pretty motivated unless you have a serious issue. Then look at why you play the game. That's the biggest one. Think about that for a second. Why do you play the game? What are the reasons? Is it the rules? Is it the presentation, the models, the cards, the characters? Is the game fun? Is it not? Obviously, if the game is not fun, you're not going to be very motivated to play. So either you're playing it incorrectly or you're losing all the time. But look at why you're either having fun or not having fun. If you're not having fun, how can you have fun with it? Look at that first. Don't waste the investment. I mean, you can always sell stuff and get some money back and put it into something else, but your friends are going to be sad. And then look at the dollar cost. Ultimately, in the end, all gaming is a money sink. Even video games is a money sink. You know, $60 for a new game. You got to have the system, which is $300-400, controllers and headsets and all that stuff. Look at how much money you're going to have to spend to get into and sustain this game. Are you comfortable spending that money? Or are you going to be able to spend that money? All right, so really take a think of these. Think hard on these, especially if you've come here kind of like, you know, questioning the motivations of why you're doing what you're doing in your gaming life. Really, I hope some of these tips have given you some insight. Maybe it'll improve your game. If you do, leave comments down below. Remember to like and subscribe. Share the video. Maybe you've got a friend that's, you know, doesn't come to D&D every time you guys play for whatever reason, you know, hey man, why don't you check this out? You know, maybe something he's got to say might, you know, kind of, you know, bring the spark back. Okay? Well, gamers, thanks for joining me again in the dungeon. And until next time, happy gaming.